Hyundai and Skoda are ready to start the Rally of Turkey, but only one will finish first. Welcome to the World Rally Championship. This is an unforgettable journey through 4 seasons, 14 countries, 4 continents, all on different types of surfaces. To survive, you can't just be good. Like these guys, you have to be great. Guiding their $500,000 machines through the Earth's greatest wildernesses, they battle for the coveted title of World Rally Champion. This weekend, their skill is going to be tested to the limit on a whole new event, a rally that promises to be one of the most grueling tests of the season. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Round 3, WRC Rally Turkey, is a totally new event. 340 miles south of the capital, Ankara, is Rally HQ in Antalya. Rising from the shore of this Mediterranean resort are the Taurus Mountains, and that's where all the action will take place. Turkey is a country steeped in history. This is the land of Helen of Troy and Alexander the Great. At one time, the center of both the Roman and Ottoman empires, today it's a country that most of us know as a holiday destination. Millions of people come here every year to enjoy Turkey's cities, coffee houses, baths, and of course, its famous beaches. Antalya is one of the country's biggest resorts, but for rally drivers, this is no holiday.
Go 2 times in every stages, and then it can be very rough, yes.
Rough someplace, and you have stone everywhere, inside the corner, outside the corner.
Loose stones, bad gravel, and it's very rough.
Unbelievably rough, and it's gonna be very hard on cars, and I'm sure we're gonna see many retirements.
With 2 rounds of 14 gone, this is how the championship stands. Sebastian Loeb and teammate Colin McRae are tied at the top of the leaderboard, but just look at the pack behind them. Any one of Grunholm, Mark, Burns, and Mäkinen are all poised to pounce. And remember, they're all travel experts. Turkey stages are very similar to the car-wrecking roads of the Cyprus and Acropolis rallies, so suspension and tires here are going to suffer. Look out for Marco Martin in the Ford. The Ford Focus is well known for its strength, so this might just be his weekend. Subaru also is confident. Tommy Mäkinen is buzzing after Sweden, while teammate Petter Solberg will be going for his 2nd win. Peugeot is obviously expecting a very rough event. They brought lots of spare parts. Marcus Grunholm usually leads the pack, but both Richard Burns and Harry Rovanperä are hungry for a win. This is a big weekend for the newest team in the championship, Citroën. The first rough gravel event of 2003 will be a huge test for the Zara's strength. The Skoda Octavia is a big car, and its size will be a disadvantage on the twisty stages, but it's a strong car, and that could mean finishing with valuable points. And finally, Hyundai could be the dark horse this weekend. It's a strong car and it thrives on rough stages. So look out for Armin Schwartz and Freddie Lloyd. It all starts with a party atmosphere down in Antalya. As championship leaders, the Citroëns lead off the challenge on the first ever Rally of Turkey with a crowd-thrilling super special stage. This 9/10 of a mile sprint is the crowd's first opportunity to see WRC cars in anger. Marcus Grunholm, 1/10 of a second ahead of Petter Solberg's Subaru. Up next, the first two stages of the rally. With the cars running in championship order, Citroën will be the first to tackle the Rally of Turkey. Stay with us. Welcome back. Ralph Shaheen with you for the inaugural World Rally event from Turkey. Let's check in with Nikki Grist and Penny Mallory.
Welcome to Turkey and some beautiful warm sunshine down by the harbour, but Nikki Grist up in the stages, it's not so warm, is it?
The average height of these stages are probably around 5,000 feet, and it's been minus temperatures right the way through the recce.
So there's snow up there?
We've got snow, we've got mud, we've got heavy bad rocks, we've got also ice in the mornings. Everything's going to be thrown at these drivers.
And they're rough roads, aren't they?
Incredibly rough. That's the only thing the drivers are talking about. And, you know, they're going to be faced with some very wide and fast roads, which generally are the smoother ones. But then on the narrower sections in the trees, it's softer. There's a lot of ruts and a lot of rocks. And, as I said, very twisty and very slow.
Now, very interesting, because this rally has never been part of the World Championship. Nobody has anything to go on from the past history, so the drivers are going to make pace notes for the first time.
Yeah.
How difficult is that going to be for them?
Well, it's worse for the co-drivers. I think because the speeds are so slow, it's easy for the drivers to make the notes, but for the poor old co-drivers, it's difficult to write neat enough. So they've been burning some midnight hours tidying up the pace notes, I'm sure. But I think really because it's so slow, I don't think anybody would really have an advantage if they'd been here before.
One or two drivers have been here before, haven't they?
Well, Sebastian Loeb was here last year. He did the recce, unfortunately retired early on in the first day, although he wasn't driving a Zara. But you had young Picalisto driving for Peugeot. He did virtually the whole rally and did very, very well. So you maybe see him coming up through the ranks somewhere.
But all the main runners, all the top drivers have never been here before. So who is going to do well here? What conditions are these best suited to?
Well, I think that, in fairness, Ford, knowing Ford so well, I think their car certainly does suit the conditions, and historically it's always been that way. I'm sure that they're going to be fighting at the top of the leaderboard. But you've also got Peugeot and Citroën. I mean, certainly Citroën, they're the unknown team. I think we're going to have to look at those quite closely. But they're quietly confident. Nobody's really saying a lot. But for me, I think Subaru are the ones that are really going to be challenging hard, and especially Tommy.
I know, Tommy's back. He's got a whole new life in him. It's very exciting. The two other teams that we always kind of consider further down the leaderboard, sadly for them, Skoda and Hyundai, are they going to be reliable?
Well, Skoda's very strong, and I'm sure that they will be there or thereabouts at the end of the rally. But because the big Octavia, it's not so good on these narrow and twistier roads, and I think they certainly won't be fast. Hyundai, on the other hand, they do handle well on the twisty stuff. It's whether they're strong enough. I think they're looking pretty good and could pick up some healthy points if they're there at the end.
So perhaps this is a rally less for speed and for performance, but much more for stability.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the fence, and I'm not going to predict who's going to win, but certainly if you're at the end, you're going to be scoring well.
So we know it's going to be a car breaker, but whose car will break first?
That is the question, and as morning dawns, it's serious business as World Rally crews get set to tackle the Rally of Turkey. Tire choice here will be a gamble with temperatures below freezing. The first two stages are reported to be icy. First to experience the tough conditions will be championship leader Sebastian Loeb. The young Frenchman has the worst conditions. He's clearing a line for the other cars and isn't expecting to win this stage. Citroën has worked hard in recent weeks to fine-tune the Zara for the slow, rough surfaces, such as Turkey. This is a big test for them. Next up is Colin McRae, and he loves the rough stuff, and it shows. He's gone better than Loeb. Show McRae is faster than Marcus Grunholm, who'd already admitted he didn't like this rally. Marco Martin launched his Ford into the stage, looking forward to a good run in what should be a strong car. But the man who was one of the pre-rally favorites was the first to hit trouble.
70, all right, into 2 minus left here.
Stuck in second gear, he lost a minute and a half.
72 right camber.
After Sweden, everyone was asking, is the Mac back? Well, maybe. It was a good start for the Finn, and Tommy was 6th overall.
ja oikein 4 pidä sitä.
Subaru spent a lot of time testing gravel setups in Spain just prior to coming to Turkey. In fact, they worked a lot on the engine, dampers, and transmission setups as well as tires.
Vasen eri plus. 100. Lyhyt oikein sisältä varostuu.
Stay with us, we're just getting started here at the Rally of Turkey. How's Hyundai gonna do? They've got no testing budget this year. Can they handle this rough Turkish event? Rearing to go, Petter Solberg watched Carlos Sainz start stage 2 of the Rally of Turkey. Just 2 minutes later, Petter's on his own campaign. Petter went out on an ice compound tire, and the tactics seemed to be paying off. He was fastest and took the lead. Francois Deval in the Ford and Armin Schwartz in the Hyundai Accent were benefiting from the road sweeping in the cars before them. Deval was third and Schwartz fifth. Harry Rovanperä was also benefiting from his road position. He was up to sixth.
Oikein koopin pyöreen sisältä. 7. Vasen nopea, älä loppuun antaa mennä vaan.
Back to the Peugeot of Marcus Grönholm. His power steering broke, and he's left fighting his 206 through the ruts and rocks.
Oikein miinus.
At the stage end, the lack of power steering certainly has taken its toll on the reigning world champ.
I have no power steering anymore. So for me, it's finished the rally.
You'll be able to do the next stage though?
It's impossible thing, I think, to go through. It's so hard, this.
You're going to work on the car now?
I want to see, but I think it's impossible to do something. So next flight to Helsinki.
Good luck. On the road section, Marcus makes a desperate attempt to fix his steering, or at least make the car drivable for service.
I will not have the power steering back then.
Marcus, are you trying to continue or retiring?
We try to continue, but it's not really safe. We will see.
Petter Solberg takes the early lead, but only by 9 seconds over teammate Mäkinen. Also going strong is Francois Deval in his Ford Focus. Now just look at Sebastian Loeb, first on the road and down in 9th. We'll turn to Nicky Grist to see just what's happened to Marcus.
This is a great opportunity to see when a vital component breaks on a rally car. As you can see, Marcus Grönholm here is going very, very well. But then all of a sudden, bang, the power steering fails. Just look at his face as he's struggling to fight the steering wheel. There's no way, he says, I'm going to sweat. Now he's fighting the car, almost going off the road at one point. Just imagine trying to turn a steering wheel on your own car when Mike Tyson is trying to turn it in the other direction. That is exactly what Marcus is going through here.
More coming up from the Rally Turkey right after this.
This road isn't for...
The road section between World Rally stages is usually a pretty quiet time, but not in Turkey. Between stages, there's a chance to refuel, and for Ford's Mikko Hirvonen, it's an opportunity to try to fix a broken oil line. But at least he made it there, unlike Sebastian Loeb and co-driver Daniel Elena. Sent out by the team without enough fuel, the pair lost their way and ran out of gas. The end of their rally. They say the relationship between a driver and a co-driver is like a marriage. This one looks like it was made on Joe Millionaire, not in heaven.
We were very close with fuel, and my co-driver made a mistake, and we made 10 kilometers too much, and now we have no fuel.
Meanwhile, Mikko Hirvonen is determined to make it through the stage. His earlier efforts at fixing the oil line are in vain. He's out. Already, this rally is gaining a fearsome reputation.
Pitkä. Se hidas yli. Saat sä taaksepäin?
Marcus Grunwald had to drive 18 miles with no power steering before he could even return to service.
Ja vasen hidas.
3 minutes down on the leader, Marcus's rally is slipping away and the arm pump is starting to begin.
7.
In the number 2 Peugeot, Richard Burns.
120.
On board with the 2001 world champion. At the bottom of the screen you can see his telemetry. It's easy to see what the driver and car are going through. Richard is down in 8th.
Water inside. 30 flat left minus cut. 100. Crest.
With their young gun low out, Citroën are counting on the experience of Colin McRae and Carlos Sainz to earn big points. Despite this off, Carlos is faster than McRae and up to 3rd overall. The temperature had risen to 52 degrees when Petter Solberg hit the stage, but still on the ice tires, there could be trouble ahead.
20 short 5 left.
Let's take a look at the replay. As you can see, a stray rock just off to the right of Solberg's car, shadowed here, is in the line, and Petter drives straight into it. The impact is enough to break the suspension, and the Subaru is done.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe that either.
Armin Schwartz is second fastest on the stage and now up to 2nd in the rally. The German proving the Hyundai has the power to match the big boys here in Turkey. Unfortunately, smoke inside the car means there's problems. Harry Rovanperä is a gravel expert, and Peugeot call on him to score on the rallies when they get this rough. No wonder Harry's smiling. He started the day down in 10th, but after a trouble-free run, he's now the new rally leader. But there's a different story for his teammate.
We dropped maybe 3 minutes. Good exercise.
Meanwhile, Armin Schwartz's fire is getting to be a serious issue. There's still 44 miles of road section between him and the safety of service.
I thought it's the same like last year on the Rally GP. You know, the car is on fire since 10 kilometers. Look at this.
Yeah, it doesn't look good, Armin.
I don't think it's a big damage, but, you know, like, pretty destroying, you know. You don't know what it is.
Nothing like having to drive a race car that's on fire and not knowing where it's coming from. Armin is in 2nd. Carlos and the lone Subaru of Tommy Mäkinen are right behind him. This is what service is all about. 20 minutes of full-on repairs to get Schwartz back out on the road and into the rally, but he's unfazed.
Armin, you must be very, very pleased with this morning's performance, 2nd overall.
Yes, I think that's something what we didn't really expect, but we had a very clean run. The car was working fine, and we give our best what we can, and I think that was okay.
Harry, it's no surprise you're leading a gravel rally, but are you surprised it's Armin Schwartz behind you?
Yes, Armin coming very well, and that is good news. Is Hyundai is so close.
However, there's no smiles on the other side of the Peugeot garage.
Gentlemen, you should be behind the fence.
For the world champion, that was almost an early flight home. What happened?
Yeah, we had a problem with the car power steering. I lost it, so we lost a lot of minutes, but we tried to continue.
You said at the beginning you didn't like this rally. You never really seem to do very well on the rallies you don't like.
Yeah, but it was nothing to do with me and my driving, so it was the car was broken this time.
Back in Hyundai, Schwartz's car is still undergoing repairs. The 20-minute FIA deadline is come and gone. Schwartz winds up 2 minutes late and so receives a 20-second time penalty. 2nd place is almost certainly gone. More from Turkey coming right up. Welcome back to round 3 of the World Rally Championship. High in the Taurus Mountains, there's a thrilling battle raging on. First, we've already seen that this is a tough rally for the drivers. But sitting at their side is a man with an equally hard job. The co-driver is navigator, secretary, timekeeper, and most importantly, the man who delivers the pace notes. That's a lot to handle, but there's even more to tackle when it's a brand new event. Freddie Loix's co-driver, Sven Smeets, explains how he's prepared for the Rally of Turkey.
We do the recce with clean sheets, and then we write what our driver is saying. And then the second pass we make the corrections in it, and then actually the big work starts overnight in the hotel when we have to clean all the pages that we have written. I have always quite a lot of work in the notes, but okay, that's my job and that's what I have to do. I have to say, in a rally like this, it's much more hard work because you have more corners, so more corrections. I like new stages normally because it's really, you drive on, you have seen them twice during the recce, and now you really go flat out on them. And in some other rallies you have done stages maybe already 10 times in the rally, so you know them quite well.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon as the crews make their way into Purgay. The stage is reported to be gravel-strewn. Bad news for the front runners, music to the ears of Harry Rovanperä. Marcus Grunholm left service late, so his power steering could be repaired. Just 6 miles in, however, and it fails again. Marcus is 6.5 minutes down, and he feels he has little or no chance of salvaging anything from this rally. He requests permission to retire. The answer is no from the team. Richard Burns isn't having a great rally either. This weekend, he's paired up with a new engineer, but it doesn't seem to be making the Englishman any happier. But there is still some growl left in the French Lion thanks to Harry Rovanperä. He's having a great run, absolutely no problems, and he's extending his lead. Let's compare his time to Colin McRae, who was first out. Look at the clock on the right. 10 seconds faster over just 8 miles. That's why road sweeping's such a big deal. It's unusual to see Gilles Finizzi going well on gravel, but this is an unusual rally. It's slow and rough, and he's reveling in it. Not many would have predicted Gilles would be in the points. Tommy Mäkinen is chasing the leader. He was on a softer compound than the others and felt it was costing him time. But he's still confident, and when Tommy's in this mood, anything is possible for the 4-time world champ.
Ja lyhyt helppo oikein, jatkuu tarkasti, pitkä helppo oikein miinus.
Here's 22-year-old Francois Duval. Now he's one of the newest drivers to hit the WRC, but you wouldn't know it from his performance today. Francois and his new co-driver Stefan Prévost had only met once before they even started working together, and they just started working together just 2 weeks ago. Thanks to Armin Schwartz's problems, Francois has moved up to second. The fastest Ford on the stage is Marco Mart. Now his gearbox is fixed, and he's flying.
70, short 6 left, 6 minus right, 4 left into 3 right here. 40, 5 plus left. 32 left long. 30, 3 minus right long.
Rovanperä's lead is now almost 16 seconds over Duval, but the Belgian's far from safe. Just look at the pack chasing from behind. Let's check in with Nicky Chris to find out what's happening at the other end of the leaderboard.
We've got the chance to run on board with Tony Gardemeister in his Skoda and his telemetry. After a great run in Sweden, he's running down in 10th place here. The reason for that, the Skoda is the biggest and the heaviest car in the championship. On these tight and twisty road, it really struggles. Just watch his telemetry and the driving style. on these tight corners. He's got to wait on the throttle because it's so big, it's sliding wide. He can't afford to go too early, or he will really slide and slide. It becomes very difficult for him, and that's why he's so much slower than everybody else. But the car is very strong, and we can expect to see him at the finish.
All right, Nicky, thanks for the great insight. More Rally Turkey coming up. Turkey Stage 6, and it's the second run through Sillon. And to Marcus Grönholm's relief, it's the last. Every stage of the day has brought trouble for the world champ, and after a brush with the banking, this one's no exception. He lives to fight another day, but he's got to be wondering, why me? Colin McRae was lying 6th overall when he started the stage.
Left over brake. 30. Right and clear, left. Oh, shit.
But a half spin's enough to drop him one position. At the top of the leaderboard, the fight for second was on, but not for Tommy Mäkinen. He starts tomorrow in fourth. Francois Deval's focus is a car best suited to these rough conditions, and that must give him a lot of confidence. Along the roadside, team boss Guy Frecklein watches the man they call Mr. Consistency. Carlos Sainz has been out of the headlines all day, and he's poised to cash in on the troubles of his rivals. He approaches the finish line knowing he's going for second, and a good road position is ahead for tomorrow. The clock tells the story. A fantastic run from Carlos. He's 12 seconds faster and snatches second place. But the lead stays firmly in the hands of Harry Rovanperä. Looking tired but relaxed, he's now sizing up his chances of taking a victory on the first ever Rally of Turkey.
Oikein helppo sisältä maali. 2:3.18.
But the rally's over for Didier Auriol. On the way back to service, the Skoda can't take any more, and he's out.
Carlos, you must be feeling very, very satisfied with today's performance.
Yes, I think for sure I'm happy with today, but I know tomorrow is the longest day, the most important day. I hope I can do well tomorrow. But today, the first day with the car on gravel, I'm quite happy.
I like this rally. The rally is very twisty. The big rock on the stage. My car in fourth is.
Everything is still everything behind, but we had some little difficulties during the day, and tomorrow we try to make tomorrow without any problems.
Harry, you must be very happy to be leading this brand new round of the World Rally Championship.
Yes, of course, that is nice first day. After difficult stages, when it's leading, it's
all set for a great battle. Rovanperä is 20 seconds ahead of Sainz, who's a further 9 seconds above Duval. Seen today, Nicky, is it impossible to predict who's going to win this thing?
Rally of Turkey. It's exactly as I predicted. Total chaos out there on the stages today. The first in trouble was the very guy that I had my money on, Marco Martin, with serious gearbox problems. And then, next of all, the reigning world champion and winner last time round in Sweden, Marcus Grönholm, having serious power steering failure and hydraulic problems, which were to hinder him for the rest of the day. But it was all about Harry Rovanperä today, a guy who's not even put a foot wrong. But there's a long way to go. I think tomorrow could be very much the same as today. And of course, there's Sunday as well. I'm certainly not going to predict who's going to win. We'll just have to wait and see.
All right, Nicky, thanks. And we won't have to wait too long to figure out who the winner will be. Day 2 begins right after the break.
7, oikein miinus. We're going through the stage, we only have second gear.
Turkey was always going to throw up a few surprises, and it has done exactly that. The rough stages of day one saw some of the top cars break and fall out of the rally. And the first two stages of day two are the roughest of the rally, and they're repeated at the end of the day, so we're bound to see more accidents, incidents and breakages. And the leaderboard is not what we've come to expect either, and that is bound to keep changing. This is one of the most exciting rallies I have seen in ages. No one knows who is going to come through these hellishly rough stages in one piece.
Penny, this is how that leaderboard looks going into the day. Rovanperä has a 20-second lead from Sainz, who snatched second from Duvall at the last moment yesterday. Now the Ford driver needs to protect third place. Tommi Mäkinen's only 2 seconds behind. And Nicky, Chris, look at this. Gilles Panizzi, the asphalt ace, is up to fifth.
It's unusual to see Panizzi, the tarmac expert, featuring so highly on a gravel rally. It's the nature of these slow, twisty roads that's really helping him. Plus, running 16th on the road, he's had a cleaner, harder line. Meanwhile, Colin McRae spent the majority of the day as the first car on the road, sweeping the gravel aside for the cars behind and losing time in the process. But he's also pulling rocks from the sides for the later crews. Here's a classic example. These roads are also breaking up with the passage of every car as they rip rocks out of the base of the road. But today, if they get off the line onto the loose gravel at the side, you can expect a lot more sliding.
Well, we'll keep an eye out on that. This is a rally that's as dramatic as its setting. Antalya is on the Asian side of Turkey. From its Mediterranean beaches, the landscape rises to the peaks of the Taurus Mountains. With stages running above 3,900 feet, it makes it one of the highest tests in the championship. The weather forecast was scattered showers, but as the sun rose above the Taurus Mountains, clear blue skies made rain look unlikely. The temperature in the stage was 29 degrees, and once again, tire choice would be crucial. It's just before 7 at the stage start, and with some tough stages ahead, the crews are using every second to make last-minute preparations.
How rough are those stages? Some people have said it's more like the safari.
Yes, I don't remember well, but it's gravel crew say the same. It's really bad, and we will see.
I think the first one is going to be a little bit rougher. A lot of stones as well on the side of the road. And as you can see, quite cold at the moment.
For me, the same attack yesterday. Not pushing hard because the road is today destroyed.
Today the cars are running in reverse order. That means the slowest goes first. And thanks to yesterday's troubles, today's road sweeper is world champ Markus Grönholm, who can't catch a break.
8 oikein pitkä hidas. Vasen eri sompuu. Oikealle 4 ja vasen pitkä.
Tony Gardemeister's Skoda, as we've told you, is the biggest car in the championship, and it might not be very agile, but it's sturdy enough to survive. All he needs are for his rivals to have some problems, and he could score some points. The cars above were Hyundais, and they were having trouble. Freddie Loix's throttle was sticking. And problems with Armin Schwartz's accent. It cost him second place yesterday, but overnight the car had been completely rebuilt.
For short minus, keep right 3 short, no cut. 30, K right 2 rolled.
That's it, money.
What is?
Suspension.
But the car lasted just over a mile and a half, and a disappointing end after a good drive. Gilles Panizzi, the Tarmac Terror, is having a great run, and he's doing it in a customer Peugeot. Now, the difference between a customer car and a factory car is a customer car comes with mechanical instead of active diffs, which don't react as quickly and eat up tires, causing understeer, which of course punishes the tires even more. And since it's a customer car, he won't be scoring any points for Peugeot. Totally focused and knowing Francois Duvall's third place is up for grabs is Tommi Mäkinen. Young Belgian so close, Tommy can almost smell him, just 2 seconds away. This is a crucial stage for the young driver who's leading Ford's campaign. He needs to keep Mäkinen at bay. Duvall's target and his time are on the clock on the right.
sommet gauche 60. Sur sommet gauche 60 ouvre. Sur droite 80. Pour gauche à fond arrivé.
He did it, and he's opened up the gap. And it means he's taken a big chunk out of Carlos Sainz, and it's just fractions of a second off taking second place. Harry Rovanperä safely out of the battle and proves he's unruffled in the lead. Fastest on the first stage, it's going to be hard to catch today. As long as he doesn't make any mistakes, of course. Just 30 seconds separate him from that battle for second, which is developing into a pretty good one. 12 seconds separate Mäkinen, Duvall, and Sainz. Just look at Marcus Grönholm way down in 15th and one place above the leading junior, Marcus Legato. The longest stage of the day is coming up, and it's Rovanperä versus Sainz versus Turkey. Welcome back to day 2 of the Rally of Turkey. I'm Ralph Shaheen. So far, it's been an interesting event, to say the least. Now, stage 8 is nowhere near as rough as the last test, but at 18 miles, it'll be the longest of the day. Won't see many of those at Bike Week this year. Already, Sebastian Loeb's out of the rally, and Marcus Grönholm's out of the points. That's good news for Colin McRae. If he scores points at the end of this event, he could go into the lead in the Drivers' Championship. That spin, however, will drop Colin to 8th, but he won't settle for that, and you can bet he's going to be pushing hard for a bigger score before the day's done. This is McRae's biggest rival, Richard Burns. He was a 2001 world champ and wants the title back.
90 left.
Richard's benefiting from his road position. There's a good, clean line on the road ahead, and he's sticking to it.
20, K left minus.
He jumps up
right
one place to 5th overall.
K left to flat right 50. Medium left to flat right 50. K right long. In 70. K left plus tightens long.
Tommy Mäkinen's Impreza is the only Subaru left in the rally. This morning, team boss David Lapworth sent the Finn out under strict instructions: stay out of trouble. Tommy's enjoying his return to form, and he's on the gas. The split times show he's going fastest. 3rd place is waiting for him at the end of the stage, which is just 3 miles away. Unfortunately, he didn't stay out of trouble, and he won't get away with that impact. And sure enough, the suspension gives up in just a little bit. It's actually pretty unbelievable. There's barely anything left of the wheel, but he's still going, and with a shot of getting 3rd. It's going to be an agonizing wait for Duvall's stage time, which is coming up. Bringing the car back around, he's wondering if the spin has let Tommy by.
25 gauche 60 en frein. Pour gauche 40.
Duvall approaches the end of the stage, pushing as hard as he can. Tommy's time is on the right. Francois has got to match it.
50 arrivée, droite 120 ferme. Et 75 gauche 60.
No, he's slower. Tommy's so lucky, he's grabbed 3rd. Now his target is Carlos Sainz, but the man they call El Matador was bullish on this stage. He's at the fastest time. His aim is now Harry Rovanperä's lead. Harry charged into the stage, praying for a continuation of his trouble-free run. Oh, but that's a big hit. The result, a bad oversteer and a shredded tire. It's going to cost him time, but the question is how much. Only 10 seconds slower than Sainz, so he's still feeling pretty lucky. The wheel is badly damaged, but he's still in the lead. It's cut to just over 20 seconds, and he can't afford any more problems, nor can Tommy Mäkinen. For more on Tommy Mäkinen's story, let's touch base with Nicky Grist.
Let's ride on board with Tommy so you can see exactly how difficult it is for the drivers to drive on these slow and twisty stages. As you can see, he uses the handbrake a lot to help turn into some of these tight corners. With so many rocks and stones, it's another problem that the drivers have to try and drive around. Oh, did you see his face? That's where he hit the rock and damaged his suspension. Oh yeah, look at it. It's bouncing now. The shock absorber's absolutely blown. He's actually running on the spring here. It's like riding on a pogo stick. Let's see how he handles it. I'm sure he's trying to minimize the damage now. He just needs to get to the end of this stage. Being so slow and twisty, hopefully he won't lose too much time.
On pitkä paha oikein. Ja pitkä vasen 2. Hae pitkä paha vasen.
Mäkinen's service and the mechanics are on red alert. There is some serious damage here and there's just 20 minutes to fix it. Although Mäkinen seems pretty laid back about it all.
A lot of work going on behind you with the mechanics. Will they get you out on time?
Yes, it is not so bad. It was just left front suspension.
I hit some stones in the rear wheel and doing moving, and after that is very difficult. So 18 Ks and I hit the front once again also, and a small problem with gearbox. But now his car is like new and we continue.
Carlos, you've reached one landmark. First gravel stage win in the Zara for you.
Yeah, it was good feeling always to win the first gravel stage with a new car in the first rally, so I'm quite happy. Yes, we have to keep pushing.
Welcome back to an action-packed WRC Rally of Turkey. Day 2's dramas have shown that this sport really is a team effort. Nicky Grist has the hard job of picking the Inmar star of the rally. It could be a mechanic, marshal, driver, or co-driver. We'll just have to wait to the end of the show to find out who he picks. The next stages are high up among these mountain peaks. There's a lot of rough, rugged gravel up there in between now and the next service. Francois Duval is still upset that he lost third place to Mäkinen. Now he has power steering problems, and Richard Burns is breathing down his neck. If Burns goes just a second faster, he's got Duval's position. On board with Burns, and he's going for it. We told you Richard has a new engineer. His name is Christian Del Tombe.
Flat right low, 20 medium left, minus.
5 seconds quicker than Duval, he's done it.
Richard finished the stage.
On board now with Tommy Mäkinen and co-driver Kai Lindstrom, who could be out of a job in the near future. Arne Johansson's Jumbo organization has developed a virtual co-driver. Stig Blomqvist used it this past year at Pikes Peak, and it worked flawlessly. Gyroscopes record data during recce, it computes them into pace notes, and then uses a voice synthesizer to repeat them.
Vasen eri suppu ja oikee pitkä vasen nopea plus helppo. Eli suostaa kääntyä.
Now that was a big hit. The bump trips the master switch and the engine's electrics are cut. Mäkinen doesn't know what's happened and he coasted down the hill and off the rally route. Clearly frustrated, he spots the problem and fires up the Impreza. He gets back on track, but he's crawling to the end of the stage. The suspension shot again. This morning, Tommy was fighting for victory, and it's obvious winning here was going to mean a lot to him. It's been a hard battle, and it looks like it could be over. This is Harry Rovanperä coming through the stage. If we slow the shot down, it's easier to see just what these drivers have to contend with. It's little wonder they're having a rough ride. He has to be careful because out in front, the road's littered with gravel and rocks. just waiting to wreck his chances.
Pitkä oikea koo. Perkele.
I'm not sure how to say deja vu in Finnish, but he knows what I'm talking about. His suspension's gone too. He breaks the bad news to the team.
But we not can fix it because his top is broken and we need continue or stop. It's two choices.
No one's as disappointed as Harry himself. He desperately wanted to win here. It's almost unbearable. But he's got to get back to service. The car needs emergency repairs. This is the damage. The suspension unit has broken through and into the car. Harry has to secure it himself. Once a rally car is out of service, the drivers are on their own. It's all about improvisation. A ratchet strap has many uses. Harry will use this one to hold down the shock absorber so he can get back to the safety of service.
2 kilometers maybe and out.
There are few drivers as experienced or as good as Carlos Sainz, and he's read this fearsome rally just right. He's had a controlled drive and has just waited for his rivals to hit trouble, and it's paying off. He's a new rally leader.
Carlos, people seem to be having a lot of problems in there. Have you had any?
No.
So Carlos sits on top. Rovanperä is out of sight, but Mäkkinen's fifth thanks to emergency repairs. Nikki, how'd he pull off those repairs?
During the stage, Tommi Mäkinen had a big impact with the rock, hitting directly on this ball joint bracket, tearing the bolt out from the chassis and tearing it out of the A-arm, allowing the wheel to move back and forth. But after the stage, he goes into the boot, takes the ratchet strap which holds the spare wheel in location, puts it around the A-arm, locks it in position so the wheel cannot move, allowing him to continue.
Pretty slick. So far, being the leader of the rally hasn't been a good thing. Now that it's Carlos Sainz's turn up front, can he have better luck? Stay with us to find out. Stage 11, and it may be lunchtime, but most of the drivers have had their fill of, you guessed it, Turkey. And I'm sure we'll hear about that one on the message boards on speedtv.com. There's still one more stage to go before service. That's 12 rocky miles for Tommi Mäkinen to drive with his tied-up suspension, and it's going to be a rough ride. His problems in the previous stage had cost him a lot of time. In this one, he lost even more. Enough, in fact, for Francois Duval to get caught in the dust behind him.
50 gauche, 80 ouvre. Pour droite ferme 74. Gaffe. Droite
He passes Mäkinen and is now back to third overall.
Circuit gauche en frein. Pour 100 droite gauche 80 et 3. Et 3. Sur léger droite gauche à fond et frein. Pour gauche 60 ferme 40. Par 40. Gaffe. Oui. Attention. 60 ferme 40 par 40 et 3. 50. Gauche 80 en frein pour gauche 60.
Another stage, another struggle. Back to service for Rovanperä. His car continued to take a battering, and so did he. His lead was shattered. He dropped out of the top 10 below teammates Gilles Panizzi and Richard Burns. Just like Sainz, Burns has taken it steady, and the reward is second overall. Now it's time to have a bit of fun. He sets the fastest stage time.
70 flat right minus.
Colin McRae is also benefiting from the misfortunes of his rivals. A solid performance from the Scot. He's out of harm's way and fourth overall. Cruising is Carlos Sainz. He's watched the cars in front peel away, and they've handed him a lead of almost a minute. Sainz's lead and perseverance pays off for Tony Gardemeister. His strong Skoda's in the points, but it's a limp back to service for Rovanperä.
Harry, you've lost the lead and the car's looking like a complete mess. What happened?
One left corner and line going maybe a little bit out or something like that. But anyway, there is stones and heat. That stones and the top of dampers broken, and that's it.
You must feel very, very disappointed.
Yes, of course, because I not feel we do take any big risk all day, and everything looks well, but that is rally. Everything's changing very quickly, and that is our lucky in this rally.
Harry Rovanperä drives to his mechanics, and for the second time today, they're under pressure to fix the car. So are Tommy Mäkinen's crew. Team boss David Lapworth's worried there's just too much to do, but the team gets Tommy out again to continue the fight. It's been an incident-packed rally for everyone, even the men at the top.
We've been lucky that in that long stage we just kept it fairly neat and tidy. I made one mistake. I sort of overshot and installed the car, so we lost a few seconds there. But apart from that, it's so hard on the car. It's so rough in a lot of places with so many big stones that you can see. But it's really attacking the car, you know.
Carlos, you must be very, very happy with this afternoon's work. The rally has a new leader, and it's you.
At the moment, yes, but even in last stage I have a puncture, I overshoot a junction, so it's quite difficult at the moment. And now we are facing very rough stages, so still everything very possible.
In the World Rally Championship, there are two tyre suppliers. We have Pirelli and we have Michelin. We're here at Pirelli, who supply just one team, Subaru. Now, each team has to choose two tyre options per event. For here in Turkey, we have Subaru's options. Although they may look similar, the one on my right is a lot narrower. It has a more open tread, which helps clear the mud and gravel. Whereas to my left, it's a lot wider, the tread's a lot closer together, which makes it much more durable for the drier, harder conditions. All these options are then fitted with their anti-deflation system, EMI. Then there's Michelin. 4 of Michelin's manufacturers have chosen these two options. They've taken the GW, which is a very compact tread, which is ideal for very dry, clean, hard roads. Here we have their standard gravel Z tyre as their second option. But Ford have taken the Z and the ZE, slightly narrower with a slightly more open tread to help clear gravel and mud. Now, Michelin were the first to produce the anti-deflation system. Theirs called ATS. Here you can see it fitted in the tyre. But here, to give you some idea how it works, we've got a tremendous cutaway shot. As you can see, the ATS is actually fitted inside the tyre. Now, if we compress it with some air, you can see that the ATS actually contracts. Now, once it's warmed up on a road section, they're in a stage. If they have a puncture, we'll take the air away. Can you see how the mousse expands? When it's warm, it fills the whole space. More often than not, a driver wouldn't even know he's got a puncture.
The last two stages of the day, and Harry Rovanperä's day is destined to go from bad to worse. The frantic work back at service ran over by 4 minutes. That means a 40-second time penalty.
Hämäinen fyyli oikein sisältä.
In the end, it doesn't matter. The 206 starts to let go on the final stage of the day. Although this Peugeot 206 doesn't sound too good, the new evolution of the 206 should be homologated on June 1st. The car should appear at Acropolis or Cyprus. Mitsubishi, by the way, their new Lancer should be ready by July or August. With steam coming out from under the hood, it's all over for Harry. After all that hard work, this rally's done. Marcus Grönholm, however, is still going. It was a much better day today. He even set a fastest stage time, but it will take a miracle for him to finish in the points. Fellow Finn, Tommy Mäkinen, is also out of the running. There are highs and lows when you're a rally driver, and this is definitely one day he's going to try to forget. Freddie Likes is Hyundai's sole survivor, but this rally really is turning into the survival of the fittest.
Go ahead, we're listening.
Yes, the turbo is broken. I'm still driving, but I have a lot of blue smoke. Can I do something?
Scary moment for the Belgian, but he manages to get going again. He's ninth. One driver who has stayed out of trouble is Tony Gardemeister. Skoda Octavia is big, but it's tough, and the Finn's in a great position. So is Colin McRae. His fourth place looks safe, but the former world champ will fight to the finish. There's not only the rally to win, there's a lead in the championship up for grabs today.
Into left and 3 right and 2 left minus tightens through bump.
That's also what Burns is fighting for, and finishing above teammate and rival Grunholm will be a bonus. Rally leader Carlos Sainz has been simply stunning here in Turkey. If he wins tomorrow, he'll equal Colin McRae's record of 25 victories. Nicky, what's your take on the situation?
The leading cars are waiting to come into this final service. It's been yet another incredible day. We're now already on our 4th leader of this event, where I think from 2nd to 8th place there's all to fight for, and I'm sure that anything is possible. But I have a feeling tomorrow it's our leader Carlos Sainz with 1 minute 20. He's a wise old fox and probably has done more rallies than a lot of these guys have done stages in their lifetime. I think that he's more than capable of holding on. There's just 5 stages and 84 kilometers, all to play for. I think it's in the bag for Citroën, but let's just wait and see what happens behind him.
You could be right, Nicky. Some of the biggest names in rallying are fighting to win this first ever Rally of Turkey, and sandwiched in the middle is Francois Deval, who's done a great job to hold on to 3rd. Despite his scary moment, Freddie Loix is 9th, and as we've seen, it's worth hanging in there, because again, you never know what's going to happen.
Francois, do you feel you can finish this rally 3rd on the podium tomorrow?
Yes, for me, this position is very good. Maybe continue tomorrow, not pushing more. No, it's all right.
What about catching Carlos tomorrow? It's going to be tough without him making quite a significant mistake.
Yeah, I don't think it's not really possible. He's over for a minute and 20 or something ahead, so and still putting in good times. So as long as he stays like that, I don't think there's a problem for him.
Carlos, you've had a fantastic day. You've got a lead of over a minute. Can you win this rally tomorrow?
Sure, I will try as hard as possible tomorrow to win, but I know very well that these rallies you have to finish. It's still very hard day tomorrow, and I think we have to be careful.
Carlos knows you need to be careful, but as we saw all throughout day 2, problems can strike at any moment. Stay tuned. We're back with the final stages from the Rally of Turkey right after this. Welcome back. I'm Ralph Shaheen with you for the final day of the World Rally Championship in Turkey. It's a quiet time for some, but chaos for others. This is the first running of the WRC's Rally of Turkey, and already has proven to be an awesome adventure. Some of the big names are already out. Petter Solberg had broken steering. Sebastian Loeb lost his way and ran out of fuel. Armin Schwartz had numerous problems, including his Hyundai being on fire. Didier Auriol retired on a road section, leaving Skoda down to 1 car. And cruelest of all was the rally of Harry Rovanpera. He was leading, but this is the toughest rally of the year so far. And his Peugeot suffered. Harry's emergency repairs were in vain, and after 13 grueling stages, he retired. Marcus Grunholm's had a terrible start to the rally, but he's still in it, and who knows? There might be points at the end of it. Tommy Mäkinen really wanted to win here, but broken suspension shattered his dreams. Francois Duval's had a great rally so far. He's the fastest forward and up to third. Richard Burns has stayed out of trouble and is fighting for the maximum points. For the first time this season, his 206 is the fastest Peugeot, and he could leave here with the lead in the championship. Colin McRae's also in the title hunt, and he'll be gunning for glory today. But as Nicky Grist tells us, out in front is Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz is the most experienced driver in the WRC. He made his debut in Portugal in 1987. He's driven for the best teams in the world: Ford, Lancia, Subaru, Toyota, and now Citroën. He's competed in 165 rallies, he's won over 1,000 championship points, and his first win came in Greece in 1990, the year he won his first championship. Another title followed in 1992, and to this point he has 24 rally wins. A victory here will make him joint most successful driver. He won Cyprus on its first running in 2000. It's his skill of pace that has put him in the commanding position that he starts the last day. He's rarely been out of the top 5. Today I expect another solid performance and a comfortable victory. But if he runs into any technical problems, look who's behind.
You're right, Nicky. We have seen lots of problems so far, and this is how those remaining stand. Carlos Sainz has a comfortable lead over Richard Burns, Francois Duval, and Colin McRae. Also in the points is Tony Gardemeister and Tommy Mäkinen. On this, the third and final day of the Rally Turkey, high up in the Taurus Mountains above Antalya, there's 5 rough stages awaiting the crews. And the first is one of the shortest in the championship. Richard Burns is yet to win while driving for Peugeot. Is that gap to Sainz insurmountable? Stay with us to find out. The final 5 stages coming up.
Long to flat right, 70. Right.
So with just 5 stages to go on the Rally of Turkey, you still cannot predict the outcome. The rough, twisty stages continue to take their toll on World Rally cars. And although double world champion King Carlos Sainz appears to have a very comfortable lead over Richard Burns, Francois Duval and Colin McRae in Turkey, it's not over till it's over. And if the rain does arrive that has been predicted for today, those road conditions are just going to deteriorate even further. So expect that leaderboard to keep on changing.
Thanks, Penny, for the update. And with the crews arriving at the start of stage 14, there's just a few minutes to make final preparations to the cars. On the road is world champ Marcus Grunholm. Once again, he's the road sweeper. But this is the second run through this stage, and there's a clear line ahead. He's on the pace and sets the time to beat. The start of day 2, Tommy Mäkinen was fighting for victory. Today, he's fighting for a point. The Finn was slower than Grunholm and is down an 8th. McRae has everything to fight for. He's currently leading the Drivers' Championship, but he needs a good finish here if he's going to hang on to it. Richard Burns might have something to say about that. If he holds on to second place, he can move in front of McRae.
50 fast right plus. 50 right mag.
It's not often we get a chance to show you a whole stage. Since this one's just under 2 miles, it's a great opportunity to ride on board with the leading Peugeot driver. Here's Richard commentating on his own run through the stage.
We're just into stage 14 today, and there's a lot less gravel than there was on the first day. There's a lot more grip. We also had a slightly better tyre. I had too hard a tyre for stage 2, but the main reason that we were quicker today by such a margin was that you can see on the road there's such a clean line, and to be honest it was almost like tarmac in some places, just a hell of a lot of grip. You didn't even really need to slide the car all that much, just keep it neat and tidy and use what grip we had.
Right plus in long 60, medium left minus tightens to fast right 50. Fast left minus in long 20, easy right cut long 30, medium left minus, to fast right minus stone long 20, K left plus, don't cut, 40 flat left 30, flat right long 50, flat right minus long, 20 flat right, 50 over crest, slow K left, in long, 70, fast right long 30, medium right long, slippy maybe, 50, fast left minus long, 50, medium left plus in, 20 fast right long, 60, medium left long, to flat right, 70, K right plus and K right plus in, 80, right max 60, K left in, 50, crest 60, medium left plus 60, fast left in long 50, medium right plus.
Burns is third fastest on the stage, and his overall position of second is safe. Although Carlos Sainz has a lead big enough for him to take it easy, he doesn't back off much. Sometimes if you back off, you can lose your rhythm, then it's easy to make a mistake. Let's check in with Nicky Grist to find out the difference between first and second at this point.
Here we've got two different driving styles, but equally effective. If you have a look at Carlos Sainz, he tends to use the steering much more and sets up the car on the handbrake into the corners, where Richard uses the foot brake but keeps the car relatively straight. There's the yellow board. We're coming up to the finish now.
Plus 60, fast left in long.
Just look out. Burns 1/10 quicker.
A minute and 19 seconds separates Sainz from Burns. Duvall's having a great run in third, and Tommy Mäkinen's in the hunt for 1 point. At the other end of the leaderboard, however, and out of the points are Freddie Loix and Marcus Grunholm. Stay with us, we're coming right back. With a combined distance of 22 miles, Turkey stages 15 and 16 are the morning's toughest test. It's been a frustrating rally for Marcus Grunholm. Problems with the car on day one dropped him down the leaderboard and out of the fight early. Needless to say, the world champ's not too used to that. It's very likely there's going to be a new championship leader at the end of this rally, and it must be agonizing for Marcus to watch his rivals fighting it out in front of him. Had a great start to this event. Armin Schwartz was in second place, but he had to retire yesterday, leaving Freddie Loix to lead their campaign for manufacturers' points. But it takes a long time to recover from this spin. After stage 16, he's 9th overall. Ahead of the Belgian is Tommy Mäkinen. He's in 8th, and if he doesn't have any problems, he'll probably stay there, and that means he'll earn a point. Tony Gardemeister's been steady throughout this event, maneuvering the Octavia through the rough stages, something to hang on to 6th. But Marco Martin has the Finn in his sights. Marco was one of the pre-rally favorites, but mechanical problems on the first day left him out of the fight. On stage 15, he's still pushing hard and going for Gardemeister. Take a look at the clock. Tony's completed the stage in just under 22 minutes. Martin's much faster. He's grabbed 6th place. Gilles Panizzi been so impressive in Turkey. The asphalt expert's going well on the rough gravel, even though he's in a non-works Peugeot. Colin McRae's always so exciting to watch. He's pushing hard for points. Francois Duvall's been a real star on this event. His Ford Focus still in 3rd. And we ride on board now with Duvall and his new co-driver, Stefan Pervode.
25, droite 60, sur gauche 60, ferme tenir. 60, ferme tenir.
Francois makes it look easy. He wins stage 16.
25, gauche en frein, sur long droite 40, ouvre.
Richard Burns knows that he's unlikely to eat into Carlos Sainz's lead. There's over a minute separating the pair.
derecha buena menos Río.
Race strategy has been the key for Sainz all the way through this rally. He's kept it steady, and that's what he's doing right now. That's why they call him Mr. Consistency.
Para izquierda acá corta en cuarta, para derecha acá corta en cuarta, para izquierda acá en cuarta se cierra poco. Uno, rasante derecha buena posible tercera.
With just 2 stages to go, this is how they stand in the Rally of Turkey. Carlos Sainz's lead is so big, he could afford to ease off. But what about those further down the order, Nicky?
This is Tony Gardemeister in his Skoda. I'm sure he'll be driving for a finish today. His car is certainly strong enough as we predicted. This is probably one of the smoothest stages of the event. It's been exceptionally rough and a real test of man and machine. Just have a look at his telemetry here. We've got the gears on the left, you can see the rev counter, the speedo. Now the red light is the brakes, the yellow is the handbrake, although I don't think he uses it on this particular section. Just look at how he has to use the steering and really work the car through this tight and twisty section. It's another solid performance from him and the Skoda.
Petter Solberg may be out of the rally, but the Pirelli girls are having some fun with his car.
Richard, after the carnage of yesterday, in many ways it's like a different rally today.
Yeah, I think because everybody knew how that second stage was going to be this morning, you were able to sort of pace yourself through there a bit better and know where the worst places were. So I think that makes a difference. Plus, people are a little bit more settled in the position.
Francois, you just seem to be getting faster and faster on this rally. You've won your first stage.
Yeah, the first stage is it's okay for me. Just Colin and pushing hard on the second stage. Me and good reaction on the last stage is good time for me and continue on the same rent for the 2 last stage.
How much is it going to annoy you if Carlos Sainz wins this rally?
I thought about that earlier. No, not at all. I think it's a great result for Carlos. He deserves it. He's driven very, very well, so no problem. And it's a great result for the team.
What would it mean to you to beat Colin, your teammate, to that first gravel victory as well? That's an added bonus.
For me, we have been last year with Colin. Sometimes he was in front, sometimes I was in front. Most important thing is not to beat Colin. The most important thing is to try to win the rally for Citroën, for myself, for my friends, for everybody, which trust me. My reference is not Colin.
Welcome back to the WRC's Rally of Turkey. There's just 2 stages to go before we find out who will be the first driver to claim victory on this new event. But first, just in case you were wondering how we bring you the onboard telemetry, I'll let you in on our secret. In our coverage of the 2003 WRC, we can now bring the onboard telemetry to your TV screen, so you can see the revs, the exact speed, every gear change, and when the cars are braking at any second on the stage. Here's how it's done.
We have a number of sensors inside the silver box. We interface into the car's engine management system, and from that we can pick up the speed of the car, the revs, the gear, whether the driver's using the handbrake. Well, some of that data is actually sent out by radio and bounced off an aircraft orbiting the rally course.
Inside the airplane we see now the whole technology to relay all the different kind of systems. Below these systems we have the manufacturer which are driving in the World Rally Championship, like Citroën, Ford, Hyundai. This is the repeater for the tracking system that we can relay their position through that small box down to the mission control.
This is the technical control vehicle of ISET, where all the data from the cars and the control units come in. On the screens behind me we can monitor the data from the cars and see the information coming through. That gets translated then onto the map on the other screen on the left-hand side, where we can see all the roads and the stages of the event. Once the cars have finished the stage, the information comes up on this screen and can be shown around the road.
Once the ISCT telemetry data is downloaded from the cars, it's brought into this area and WRC TV technicians turn it into on-screen graphics, which is then keyed onto TV pictures.
The first car through stage 17 is due at 1 o'clock, and it's the world champ, number 1, Marcus Grunholm. Marcus is still going, but on day 1, things are so bad he'd asked the team if he could retire. They said no. That persistence just might pay off.
Pyöreä. 7. Oikein ahdas kirraa. 5 ja vasen pitkä eri. 8.
He might not be in the thick of the fight, but he sends out a reminder to his rival he's still the man to beat. Just watch the clock on your right. Marcus is fastest on the stage. Tommy Mäkinen is an 8th overall. He's got to be disappointed in having problems earlier, but at least he's still running, unlike his teammate Petter Solberg, who's out.
Pitkä vasen eri plus vähän kapea alku aukeaa heti. Ja lyhyt helppo oikee, jatkuu tarkasti, pitkä helppo oikee miin.
Francois Duval, meanwhile, is up there with the big boys. A mature drive from the 22-year-old. New co-driver Stefan Pervot is 34 years old, and he replaces Jean-Marc Fortin. The change was made based on personal reasons. That was the only one given. Stefan used to work with Bruno Thierry and won a Formula 2 World Championship back in 1993 with Bruno.
Sur droite 60 tenir. Gauche sur droite 60. Et frein pour gauche droite 40.
In second place, Richard Burns is pushing hard, keeping the pressure on the man in front.
60. K-left got slippy low to water to K-left minus. Slippy, 60.
That man, of course, is Carlos Sainz. He's so close to that win, he's no longer taking any risks, avoiding every rock and bump on the road.
Para adelante, derecha buena más, corta ras, para 1. Izquierda rápida, ojo poco tarde, para 1. Derecha buena más corta en quinta, abrirse, acaba rápida, ojo.
Remember, Marcus Grunholm was fastest on this stage. Let's go back and compare his time to Carlos.
Quinta, abrirse. Izquierda, derecha buena más en quinta, se cierra poco. Para izquierda buena más, poco posible en quinta, se cierra. Para derecha rápida, menos, se cierra ras. Para izquierda buena más en quinta, para derecha buena más ojo.
The Spaniard is much slower. He's not pushing at all. Still no change on the leaderboard. Points are precious, so everyone's protecting their position. The man who stepped into Colin McRae's shoes at Ford finds himself ahead of the Scot. You think Colin's going to back off? Don't count on it. The Rally Turkey's had an amazing debut in the WRC calendar. 3 full action-packed days, and now there's just one stage to go. 12 miles at Camara is all that separates Carlos Sainz from a record-tying 25th win. Despite fighting hard, it's all been in vain for Freddie Loix. 10th place in the rally means no points for him or his team. Tony Gardemeister has done a great job bringing home his Skoda. The 3 points he earns for the team put him ahead of Hyundai in the manufacturers' battle. And at last, the end's in sight for Marcus Grunholm. He earns 1 manufacturer's point for his efforts. Tommy Mäkinen's had a hard time in Turkey. Yesterday, the rough stages got the better of the Finn and the Subaru Impreza. He finishes 8th. Marco Martin is Ford's #1 driver, but this time he wasn't as fast as his teammate Francois Duval. He's battled hard under pressure from some of the biggest names in the business and beat them. It's a podium position. Gilles Panizzi vowed he'd start taking points on the gravel rallies. 5th in a non-works Peugeot. Points for the driver, but not for the team. It's a crucial day in the championship and he gets 5 points.
Right plus.
His biggest rival, Richard Burns, finishes second. That's 8 points. The championship has a new leader. The next round of the WRC takes place in New Zealand. That's one of Burns' favorite rallies.
Richard finished the stage.
Thank you very much for a very beautiful rally. Thanks for your second position on the rally. And I'm very sorry for you because you will be first on the road in New Zealand. Congratulations.
You have to hand it to Carlos Sainz and Mark Marty. The pair were steady throughout, avoiding the hazards and caught out their rivals.
Acá, bueno, la izquierda Fernando, para la izquierda metía más. Venga, que ya se acabó. Joder.
It's the first win for the new pair, and I'm sure it feels great. First to congratulate them in his own special way is Colin McRae.
Congratulations, Carlos. Not bad for an old man.
The first ever WRC Rally Turkey comes to an end, and it's been a thriller. It was 18 brutal stages for the drivers, but in the end, pure delight for Carlos Sainz. Marcus Grunholm finishes 9th. Behind him, Freddie Loix's Hyundai. Back at service, Francois Deval is thrilled.
I am very happy, and position 3 is very good for me in Frankfurt. Yes, my car is very solid. 3 days is perfect. It's very good for me.
Richard, second overall on the brand new Turkish rally, leader of the World Rally Championship. You must be very happy.
I'm very happy. We've had a fantastic start to the year. I aimed to finish in the top 2 here when we came. We could see from the recce it was going to be a tough rally, and it was really clear that you had to look after the car as well as obviously push. I pushed a bit yesterday when it was clear that those middle group of stages would be crucial, and we managed to get past everybody apart from Carlos. So he did a fantastic job there.
The biggest party, however, is at Citroën.
Congratulations, Carlos. This must rate as one of your finest victories.
Yes, for sure. It's the last one, but I hope it's not the last. No, I think it has been a very good rally. Always when you come to a new rally, you know, it's a big question mark. And when we came here and we saw what we were facing with a new car, it wasn't looking very good, but I think the car has been very good. It's incredible in the short amount of time the progress that we have done, and no problem. So I'm really happy with everything.
There's now a tremendous battle in the Drivers' Championship. Burns is on top, but look at how close it is behind him. Retirements leave Petter Solberg and Armin Schwartz at the bottom of the chart, though. Carlos's result is great for his team.
We don't know exactly where we are before this rally, and then now we have the answer that the car is strong on this surface, strong and fast, and then it's very important for us for the future. We are more confident now with a car like this.
There's a great battle in the Manufacturers' Championship. Citroën are on top, and they're loving it. Citroën wins the rally, but it's not one of their team members who's been chosen as the Inmarsat Star of the Rally by Nicky Grist. It was a difficult decision with so many people stepping up during the event, but the performance of Francois Deval's new co-driver, Stefan Verbeau, with a new team and on an exceptionally tough rally, left no doubt that he should be the winner. WRC Rally Turkey's been a spectacle from beginning to end. Carlos Sainz and Citroën can now celebrate. Penny and Nicky, your thoughts on this first running of this brutally tough event?
Well, as the final cars come over the ramp in Turkey, it has been an amazing event, but it's really taken its toll mechanically on a lot of cars, hasn't it, Nick? It's been so rough.
It's been an incredible rally, and I think it's turning out to probably be the toughest rally in the World Rally Championship, without a doubt.
A lot of drivers have said it's tougher than the Safari.
I think so, and I mean the conditions were getting worse and worse and worse because they were using the same roads over and over again.
Now, it's taken its toll on a lot of cars. One of the first guys to go out was Petter Solberg in a Subaru. They haven't done well here, have they?
They had a disaster, unfortunately. I think they had a great test in Spain, but it all went wrong for them here. That's the way rallying is sometimes.
Now, who else would we look at? Ford. They've done pretty well.
They did, and had an incredible gearbox failure, which has never happened before, but my money was on them. But in fairness, young Francois Duval did an excellent job, and I thought his co-driver, Stéphane Prévost, did an even better job, and he was my Inmarsat star of the rally.
He did do very well, but think about it. Francois Duval, 22 years old, his first ever podium. Fantastic result for him.
I think he's got a bright future, and without a doubt, we'll be seeing him on the podium and winning rallies in the future.
Now, Peugeot, we all expected Peugeot to be very dominant here, and for Marcus to go straight off and set fastest time after fastest time, and it didn't happen like that.
It didn't. I mean, he was leading the rally after the Super Special, but that's not really leading the rally. But in fairness, I think, Harry Rovanpera really set him up well, but a slight mistake, breaking the rear suspension, put him out of contention, but Richard Burns finally putting in a good performance and finishing rather well.
Easy for you to say.
Absolutely.
No, Rich is absolutely fantastic. He's finished the rally as leader of the championship now.
Absolutely.
And he had 2 fastest stage wins. It's like he's just getting into the swing of that car after a year of being in it.
I think so. And the one thing I think helped him a lot here, because he was the leading driver after a while, I think when he was the main man, I think he really comes on form.
Now, we've got to talk about Citroën. What an amazing rally for them.
Yes, they've had a great rally. I think they weren't expecting to win. I knew the car would be strong. Whether the suspension would work correctly or not, we never saw, because it was really all about being there at the end. But Carlos Sainz drove an absolutely blinder. Just got the right pace. Never really that quick, but always there or thereabouts and kept out of trouble.
And now he's got 25 World Rally wins to his name. One of the most successful, equal with Colin McRae, most successful driver in the world.
And well worthy of it as well. I mean, he's finished a lot of rallies, 165 he's done in total, so a very experienced guy, but well worthy of the most successful driver title.
It's been an amazing rally from the action perspective, but also a brilliantly organised rally with this ramp in the finish here, a fantastic service there, beautiful weather. It's been absolutely brilliant, but I wonder how those Citroëns are going to fare on the fast gravel roads of New Zealand. We'll see you there.
Yeah, Rally New Zealand should be a great one, as you said. It is the fastest gravel event, and the drivers love it. But things will be very tough for the new championship leader, Richard Burns. He'll be running first on the road on day 1, sweeping it for everyone else behind him. We get you started for New Zealand Tuesday, April 15th with Rally XS. Then it's 2 hours of event coverage Thursday, April 17th. But don't think just because there's no rally between now and then we're going to just sit back and relax. Speed's got 2 separate special editions of Rally XS. First one's Tuesday, March 18th at 6, and then a brand new Rally XS Tuesday, April 1st. That does it from here in Turkey. For Penny Mallory and Nikki Grist, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to El Matador, the winner of the first ever Rally of Turkey. Carlos Sainz, your winner, and we'll see you in New Zealand.